Alrighty guys, we're back for Teamer Transform, and this is a Lost Caverns of Ixalan Standard Brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, rockin' Invasion of Pyrulea in this one. 2 mana Battle Siege, 4 defense counters. When it ETBs, you scry 3. Then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land or double-faced card, draw a card. So land or double faced, huh? Well, that's almost everything in this build. So we should be able to hit that card draw. So what isn't going to draw us that card off the top? Well, Mutagen Connoisseur isn't double faced, unfortunately, but it does work with the rest of the build, hopefully. A 3 mana, 0/5 flying, vigilance, and it gets +1/+0 for each transformed permanent you control. Even if you have one transformed permanent, a 1/5 flying vigilance isn't half bad. It does block a lot of different things at the very least, right? But there is a reason I only have 2 of them in here instead of like all 4 too. So another one that isn't double faced is actually Bushwhack. We actually don't get to see this too often. It is pretty darn good, I think. So it's a 1 mana sorcery speed, unfortunately, and you get to choose one. So you can either just grab a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle, or you can have target creature you control fight target creature you don't control. That's going to be important because we do not have a lot of removal packed in here. Like at all. I do have some honorable mentions to go over that could potentially be slotted in as removal, but outside of that, yeah, not too much removal, unfortunately. We do have Herbology Instructor, though. This is a 2 mana, 1/3, and when it ETBs, you gain 3 life. This reminds me, guys, I forgot to mention, this was a Discord suggestion, so thank you so much for the suggestion in the Discord. Hopefully I landed on something fun for you. Anyways, this was one of the cards in that suggested deck list, and I actually really like this, man. Just ETB, gain 3 life. It's a 1/3, so it blocks a lot, but then it transforms as well. So for 6 mana, that is pretty steep, but we have a lot of ramp in here, luckily. So 6 mana and 1 black Phyrexian mana. We do have a splash of black in the mana base, just in case. Maybe we won't have to pay that too. You can transform this into a Malady Invoker. Or Malady? Maybe. So it's a 3/3, and when this creature transforms into Malady, target creature and opponent controls gets -0/-X until end of turn, where X is Malady's power. And now I'm never going to be able to stop saying that. Maybe that is how it's pronounced, though, honestly. So yeah, potentially very expensive removal, and it's always just going to be -0, -3, so it's not going to be able to hit everything either. But yeah, no, I still like this creature overall. It's a pretty neat one. So we have other things. We might as well finish going over the 2 drops. Got Treasure Map in here. I think this is going to be solid. Have Azusa's Many Journeys as well. And with 28 total land, hopefully we are always ramping off of that top ability. Also, the gain 3 is going to come in handy, of course, right? When you don't have too much removal and you're opting for a ramp style deck, then all the extra life gain really does go the extra mile, help you survive that extra turn while you slam down big old chunky creatures that at the very least can block the things that you're unable to remove. We have Everflowing Well here for a bit of card draw. Now you mill 2 cards, then draw 2 cards. And then it also has that Descend 8 ability here. So at the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, transform this. When you're transforming this in this particular deck, you're just looking at it as more ramp, but it also has that ability on this legendary artifact land here. So whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced by Myriad Pools, up to 1 other target permanent you control becomes a copy of that spell until end of turn. I don't know like how much that's going to actually do in here, but you never know. It could do a thing. Maybe you end up like copying the Mutagen Connoisseur, putting that onto an instructor and then flying in the air. That could actually be pretty cool, huh? So we have Huatli, Poet of Unity. I apologize for all the pronunciations, guys. Maybe I actually nailed this one, huh? That's a 3 mana, 2/3 legendary creature. And when it ETBs, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Also has for 3, and then double hybrid mana between Boros colors there. So exile Huatli, then return her to the battlefield transformed under her owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. So transformed, it's Roar of the Fifth People, which is a freaking sick name, dude. So the first chapter on this saga, you create a couple 3/3 dinosaur tokens. The second chapter, creatures you control gain tap for Naya colors. That's pretty neat. The third chapter, search your library for a dinosaur card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. We got a sick dino to grab. I wonder which one. And then the bottom chapter here on the saga, dinosaurs you control gain double strike and trample until end of turn. Really neat card, guys. It really is. Let's go over that dino real quick. We got a top-end Itali, 3 of them, very powerful. I'm actually not going to go over it. Of course, it is a double-faced card. It has that transform ability at the bottom. Honestly, in this build, it might not even be too difficult to go ahead and just pay 10 mana and actually transform Itali. Or 9 mana pay 2, right? Same concept. We also have Foreboding Statue in here. A lot of cards we don't get to see too often. So this is a 3 mana. It is a 1/2 construct, but you can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. And you put an Omen counter on it as well. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 3 or more Omen counters on Foreboding Statue, you untap it, then transform it, and it transforms into Forsaken Thresher, which is a 5/5, and at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you add 1 mana of any color. So this being an artifact creature that's a 1/2 does make it a little bit easier to remove, but at the very least, it's an artifact creature, so at least go for the throw. It doesn't hit it, right? We'll see how often it actually survives or how often we're actually able to ramp with it as well. Of course, I just wanted another piece of ramp, but I also wanted it to be a double-faced card too for the Invasion of Pyrulea. So, okay, we have an Ulvenwald Oddity as a 1-of in here. Mainly the thought process behind this too is when you're up against control decks and you really just need to slam some extra damage through, but now they controlled you. So like an extra little bit of haste could go a long way. It also has that transform ability. You never know when that's going to help you wrap up a game too. We have Invasion of Zendikar, even more ramp, a lot of basic lands getting ripped out of the deck. So of course we have a lot of basic lands in the mana base. We have Invasion of Shandalar. Bro, send help. This is a 5 mana Battle Siege with 4 defense counters. What ETBs return up to 3 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. But when you flip this at the beginning of your upkeep, you may just put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Oh, okay. Why not, right? Leyline Surge. That's pretty sick, man. We got a couple Ojer Kaslem's Deepest Growth, 5 mana, 6/5 trample. When it deals combat damage to a player, you reveal that many cards from the top of your library. You may put a creature card and or a land card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. 3 Atalis? Yeah, let's give it a shot, right? Now when this dies, of course it comes out transformed as Temple of Cultivation. You can tap it for a green. 2 and a green, you can tap it, transform Temple of Cultivation, activate only if you control 10 or more permanents and only as a sorcery. I don't know how often we actually get to flip this again, but I feel like it would be more often than we would expect, right? 10 permanents isn't too bad, right? So we got a couple of Vorinclex in here, more ways to just rip forests out of the deck, but this time they don't have to be basic. So this can also pull like Spara's Headquarters out of the list. It can also pull a Proving Ground out of the list, so that could be cool, right? Now, we don't want to forget that for 8 mana, you can actually transform this into the Grand Evolution, which has us milling, slamming creatures onto the board. Second chapter, some counters. Third chapter, there we go, some removal, right? For 1 mana, this creature fights target creature you don't control, and all of our creatures get that ability. So like I said, the removal is sparse, but we'll see if we need it. Hopefully we just ramp fast enough. Atali on the top end, of course, I already went over. A lot of lands that I thought about for a while. Who Endures, Crucible of Defiance, Soaring City are noteworthy, as well as a single Restless Ridgeline, a single Restless Vinestalk. And as far as like the triomes go, I wanted to make sure we had that little bit of splash of black in the mana base in case we need to go ahead and transform Herbology Instructor without paying that too as well. Some honorable mentions over here, guys. Thought about Jetmir's Garden, not this time around. Like I said, I thought about the mana base for a while, so hopefully I landed on something. But had I gone like the more triome heavy route, I think I would have slipped this into a domain style, and I think that would have taken away part of the soul of the deck too, because we do get to see a lot of domain overall. So Herd Migration is in the honorable mentions too. Like I said, not a lot of removal in the build. I did think about Invasion of Ravnica though. It is a double-faced card. It is solid removal, I guess, right? Like the whole exile and whatnot, but not this time around. And realistically, I called it Temur Transform, but we're really just splashing red in here for that top-end Atali. So I didn't opt for other cards like Invasion of Karsus, which actually could be really great. Also, Invasion of Karsus hits a lot of our own creatures that we actually like to be on the board too. So yeah, that's a thing. Other cards I thought about, Jacob Hawken. This would have been the perfect build for it, but it is only a 0/2, and then I have like those 2 Bushwhack, and that would have been awkward sometimes, I feel. I thought about other invasions like Invasion of Ixalan, a Halpak Piper, and like other werewolves in general almost made the cut, like Ava Brock Caretaker, as well as Huntmaster too. And again, I thought about other invasions. This Invasion of Muranganda, something like that, right? This is a pretty janky card, but it also could have been another way to have removal in the build that is double-faced. So, but I think it's a pretty janky one, so I would not add it. Okay, guys, hopefully that's everything. A lot of cards we don't get to see very often. A lot of just names that I have no idea how to pronounce. I apologize for that. Let's go ahead and take it into some ranked and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. In the meantime, what am I expecting from the build? Of course, I'm expecting jank, but as I always say, like, I'm expecting a fun time too. Other words, I wouldn't be playing it. So yeah, let's see. Also, we might be able to ramp significantly fast. You never know. Like sometimes ramp decks just surprise us. 28 land in here. We should be able to draw our third to actually get that ramp on the many journeys, right? We don't have a blue source either. You know what? Let's give it a shot, man. I think we could do this, actually. I think there's a great chance of seeing land off the top, too. Warden of the Inner Sky. Oh, boy. Foreboding Statue. So we don't get the ramp on Azusa's many journeys, but the sooner we flip this, the better anyways. So, now this easily could have been a mulligan hand, guys, for sure. I do like to give him a shot every now and then. Calling Human, Coppercoat Vanguard. Okay, Crucible of Defiance. Gain 3, it's not going to be bad. We don't have that blue source, though. Foreboding Statue, hopefully is our blue source, but like Brutal Cathar easily picks it up if that's what they want to do. Adeline, going for damage. Since that's a 1/2, we don't even have great blocks here. Other words, yeah. If that was just a 1/1, it would have blocked well enough, I'd say. Alright, we want that Foreboding Statue on this board for sure, man. Hey, more land. Okay, it's too bad. Too bad we didn't get those early on. Well, I guess it still kind of works out. Actually, I'm going to grab my blue sources. Are we going to die next turn? Probably not, right? We should take our moment to ramp with Invasion of Zendikar. Like, Likeness of the Seeker at least blocks a little bit. If we have to chump the Adeline, then it is what it is, you know? We have a lot of red on the board. 3 green sources on the board, so I guess we just grab double blue. Because if we end up seeing like Vorinclex, we can always grab more green, you know? So, yeah. Okay. We could do this, guys. We could do this. A little bit of a slow start for what we wanted. Hopefully we're not dead this turn. They are opting for a little bit of setup here and a great swing with Adeline. Nice. A terrific swing. Do we end up chumping here, or do we want to keep the Likeness of the Seeker back for next turn? 8 coming through down to 7. We could just block here. 7, like we're gonna die next turn. Talia's rough. Okay, yeah, let's take the Adeline damage for now. Down to 7. The good news is we didn't die that turn, so... Many Journeys not doing too much. Invasion of Shandalar? There we go. Maybe. That sounds a bit better. We don't have anything in the graveyard right now anyways. I suppose. Well, I guess we start with the card draw on Invasion of Pyrulea, huh? Ooh, Vorinclex. There we go. There we go. I guess it doesn't matter if I send anything else to the bottom if I plan on playing the... I only have 4 mana, guys. I mean, that's fine. I guess either way, we need more chump blockers down. That's pretty silly, man. There's our 1/5 Mutagen Connoisseur. Honestly, we're starting with 2 land in hand, and they were Gruul colors at that. I'm still relatively satisfied for what we were able to do. This Vorinclex would have been awesome, man. Being able to block much, much better than anything else we have out there. At this point, our Foreboding Statue is going to have to go ahead and block the Adeline. We don't have... Oh, using map tokens. A 6/5 now. Oh my goodness, guys. Humans looking as scary as I remember them to be. This should be lethal, right? Where's our blocks? We chump. We chump. 3. What's the Warden? Warden's a 1/2. I guess Thalia's the best block then. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Good game, opponent. I believe those are the best blocks regardless for us. So 8 no matter what. I think so. Oh, if we could have just survived one more turn. Nah, there's nothing we could have done. That board state was wild. Yeah, one more turn we could have won. Nah, I'm just teasing. There's a good reason that in the honorable mentions I brought up the board wipe invasion. But again, like, if we ended up adding that, and I have that splash of red for the top end of Tali, if we ended up adding that invasion that does 3 damage to everything, yeah, it would have been pretty good there. But it does hit a lot of our Ode creatures too. I mean, you know, honorable mentions for a reason. We might want to talk more about that in the final thoughts. There we go. We got all the mana we need. Opponent goes first. That could be scary. Okay, give it a shot. Who knows? This Bushwhack with the Herbology Instructor might actually do a thing. Let's go with the Restless Vinestalk, because if we see like an open green source off the top, we could go Invasion of Pyrulea instead of anything else here. Treasure map. I'm actually going to get the Instructor down. Unfortunately, Visitor's going to get over this Bushwhack. But for now, if they buff the Visitor a little bit without like a... Okay, yeah, if they go for a 2/2, then we still are able to block here. Michigo's Reign of Truth. We are no longer able to block here. Oh, buddy. All right, no blocks this time. The thought process there, like, they could easily remove it next turn anyways. But if they don't, then at the very least, maybe we'll be able to block something a little bit chunkier. Yeah, Bushwhack no longer hits Visitor. Alright, so far it doesn't feel like 28 land. We could have gone like Bushwhack, found... Yeah, it doesn't sound great, does it? Alright, let's see if they find removal for the Instructor. Yeah, only taking the 4 there and trying to block something chunkier this turn just felt like a risk that was worth taking. Solid Haunting, nice. Buff the Visitor, swing. Yeah, I guess we might as well block the 5 instead of taking 8 here, right? Michigo's Reign of Truth isn't buffing anything next turn, so... Okay, land off the top would obviously be good. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. We could go Scry with the treasure map. We got the draw on the Invasion, which also helps us Scry. We'll only have a red source open. Ew. Well, I guess we could try to find a land. Well, there's our land. Which one do I want? I guess what we'll do is we'll grab the green source, play the green source, use the bushwhack, have treasure map open, and hope that we just don't, like, get overrun by Selesnya enchantments next turn. Right? Like, yeah, we gotta do something, and right now it kind of feels like we just need to set up more. A lot of green, a little bit of blue. Gonna grab more green off the Vorinclex, which is probably the play over anything else here, right? Okay, treasure map open. We'll go ahead and do that on their turn. They already have 6 on the board between Visitor and Naturalist alone. Scary business, man. So far, I don't want to say we want to go up to 29 land. Like, these have only been 2 games, like, more testing required for sure. 28 land should usually just feel like 28 land. So we should be fine. Oh, Spark Rupture. What the crap's happening, dude? What? I don't even know what this does. Swing for 8. Activate treasure map. Oh, Azusa's Many Journeys. Huh. Well, we're a little bit too late for that, right? Although the life gain could have been good, like we're gonna die next turn. So if I play Vorinclex, if I play Ojer and we trade into something, we get a little, well, never mind, they have 8 no matter what, don't they? Well, I guess we'll get the blocker down. Darn, guys, darn, got completely overrun. I'm very interested in reading the Spark Rupture, though. So 3 mana when it ETBs, draw a card. Each planeswalker with 1 or more loyalty counters on it loses all abilities and is a creature with power and toughness each equal to the number of loyalty counters on it. Huh. I wonder if this is just like a 1-of in here. Oh, are they not? Okay, okay. I was going to say, oh. They're going to miss lethal? Oh. We're alive. We're alive, guys. They're playing the long game. Invasion of Zendikar. Okay. Well, we do have Vorinclex into Bushwhack now. We do have draw on Everflowing Well. Leaves us free. Yeah. What could the Bushwhack hit that's valuable to us? The Calyx is pretty bad. I mean, we technically should have just died last turn, right? Let's see what we draw on the Everflowing Well. Yeah. Yeah, just for fun. See what we see. Invasion of Pyrulea. Oh, cool. Actually, we found a 4th mana too. Invasion of Zendikar comes down. Oh no. So far, we definitely need more ways to survive the early turns, but it also feels like we just need to curve out a little bit better too, huh? So that could very well just be how I put the curve of the list together. Or it could be these matches too. Good game, opponent. Get that fun swing on in, buddy. I like the Spark Rupture edition. I'm very curious to know if that's like a 1-of for specific builds. I mean, we are seeing a lot of Planeswalkers, right? Like, I've been seeing a lot more Liliana. Wandering Emperor is still everywhere, too. What other Planeswalkers do we see often, guys? I feel like I'm missing something. I mean, certain control builds, like, that's all they run. Like Super Friends, right? I feel like Esper Super Friends was floating about for a little bit there with Teferi, too. Both Teferis. Ooh, is opponent bringing pirates to the table? Maybe. Ah, no blue source again. Oh, Bushwhack, though. Bushwhack can grab us an island. Okay. Speaking of curving out a little bit better, this is actually a good curve, right? Turn 1, grab an island. Turn 2, play our 2nd land, get the treasure map down. Turn 3, we have the Proving Ground if we want that tapped, or we'll have the 3rd on tap source for the Huatli here. Okay. This is good, man. This is good. Hopefully... Oh dear. Oh dear. Hopefully we get to go first one of the matches too, right? which I don't think the first game we went first, right? Oh, we drew an island, guys. I wasn't paying attention. I will grab another forest then, since we drew into that island. It's not bad to trade out Bushwhack for another land on turn 1. But since we drew the island, I should have just went Proving Ground and saved the Bushwhack. I wasn't paying any attention there, guys. I apologize. Zeus's Many Journeys. Hey, looks like it worked out for us. I did not get punished here at all. Beautiful. Get the Proving Ground down. Picking for their flash creature, I suppose, right? All right, now we're talking, guys. If we can take down soldiers, then that proves something. So that's the goal. Soldiers that went first, too. Courtyard. Swinging for 3. No buffs. That's huge for us, man. I mean, the frontliner buff, but, like, I mean, you know, buffing the wide board state. Gaining 3, back up to 18. We'll have 4 mana. We could always go. We could, well, I should probably just do the Huatli, right? Arbin for the turn. Wow. I guess they were trying to think, is a board wipe incoming? And it would not be. So, Arbin could be an issue. If this was a Vorinclex, I'd be feeling a little better because Vorinclex has reach. All right. I think we stay on track, get our Poet of Unity on the board, and I suppose we'll grab... We have everything we need, but technically just as many forests as possible would be fine, I suppose, right? Try to get the forest down. And we are ready for the Ojer to hit the table. The question is, how many turns are we actually going to have here? We're probably going to end up blocking with the Huatli. We could flip it next turn, get this other red source down. Brutal Cathar picks that up easy peasy. Okay, they'll have 5 soldiers on this board for next turn's Harbin buff. So they're going to be flying in the air regardless. Bushwhack. Where do I want to hit the Bushwhack, though? Because if we go... We'll only have 5 mana, first of all. So if it's not Ojer, then at the very least we should pick up the Cathar, right? Get the Huatli back so we can block on the ground, and that way they don't have 5 soldiers attacking in. Okay. So I'm going to get the second red source onto the board for the turn. We're going to go Bushwhack. You fight Cathar. And then we'll go ahead and grab another red source, I guess. Like, we definitely have enough green sources. Gotta get treasure map down. At least we'll get a scry for the turn, too. We'll just keep everything open. Now it feels like 28 mana, huh? For this game. Of course, we are pumping a lot into our hand, and I really, really should have held that Bushwhack back. That other Bushwhack could have been huge for us. Got good blockers on the ground, depending on what we scry away from the top. Like right now, we don't need more mana, for example, so just getting rid of that off the top of our build sounds excellent. Finding a Vorinclex would be really good too. Anything that can block these soldiers in the air. Finding anything with life gain could be good. Anything that sustains us for an extra turn. Like, yeah. The scry could be huge for us, honestly. Grelv coming down. With the double Cavern of Souls in the secluded courtyard. At another secluded courtyard. I guess they got lucky seeing that plains, huh? Apparently. That's funny. I think they still swing in the air here. Yeah, and I'll activate our treasure map now. Vorinclex, what you doing there, buddy? Hi. Vorinclex is like, you called? Yes, I did, actually. Let's get another green source down, because why not? Drop the Vorinclex. Okay, and we will grab... We got one open for the treasure map, so Spara's headquarters and just a open forest, I guess. Actually, double Spara's headquarters is fine, isn't it? All right, blocking well on the ground, blocking well in the air. We're at 8, so we have no choice but to hold everything back. They don't have 5 soldiers yet. Thinning the deck out this much is pretty huge for us too, because now we should just be able to rip fire off the top for a little while at least. Or we have a better chance to. Cathar into Vorinclex would be rough. With both of our bushwhacks gone, we don't have too many other ways to clear up their Cathar until they swing with it. And once they do swing with it, they're hoping to fly in the air with the Harbin too. So hopefully this doesn't come down to just me dropping that bushwhack turn 1. Although that's another thing that helped us thin the deck too, so maybe our draws would have been just a little bit different as well. Maybe. I guess it would have been, yeah, because we shuffled up early. So maybe we wouldn't have found the second bushwhack, for example. Yeah, that's true, that's true. The 6th mana for the soldier build. Going onto the Harbin, Colin Green. Yeah, dude, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. They're getting by with the Skrelv for the turn. Down to 5. How do we want to do this? If we, first of all, we go treasure map. Rockfall Vale, yet we don't need it. Maybe we can find... Ooh, Invasion of Zendikar. Maybe we flip the Vorinclex for the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flip the treasure map. 3 treasures. I mean, I guess we start with that, right? Could be good card draw. If we don't use too many of the treasures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll keep 1 treasure open by playing... I guess we'll play... Well, they know we have the mountain. My apologies, opponent. This one's taking a second. All right, risking it all, dude. Let's do this. Let's see what we see. Did I start with a swing, actually? I suppose we should start with a swing. Watch they take our Vorinclex out of the equation. They double block and then drop a Seed of the Empire. Okay, taking the 6. Let's do this. Come on, Atali. Come on. Something good, something good. Woohoo! Blocker in the air. That's green and blue. That's nice. Atali, of course, right? Do we just double down on Atali, though, instead? No, probably not. Right? Yeah, we'll just go for the 1. We'd get the ETBs. Well, maybe. I don't really know there. Yeah, some card draw. Siege Veteran. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Not bad, dude. Not bad. We have a sick board state. The opponent's down to 14. We're about to plug a whole bunch of counters. But also, we could flip the Atali. Right? I'm sweating, I know that much. We're about to flip the Everflowing Well as well. Got 8 or more permanents, you flip it. Whenever you cast a permanent spell using mana produced, up to 1 other target permanent you control becomes a copy of that spell until the end of turn. Only having legendaries in hand isn't terrific for that copy ability, unfortunately. But the extra ramp could go the extra mile. Soaring City. They bounced the Atali. Oh. They go on Resolute Reinforcements with the Skrelv. What's their plan here, guys? They're keeping Harbin from swinging. So, Hexproof from green. And then also choose a color. Another target creature you control gains Toxic 1, Hexproof from that color. Until end of turn, it can't be blocked by creatures of that color this turn. So they could have called blue or green for the Mutagen, right? Yes. Yes, I believe so. I get confused with Skrelv's ability for no reason. Like, we've been playing with Skrelv for so long. Interesting choices from the opponent this turn, guys. GG. I feel like they had a plan, but I'm not sure what it was. That worked out nicely overall. Look at our hand, dude. Oh my goodness. We drew pretty well. We kept our hand nice and stocked with lands and everything. We were flipping a lot, lots to keep track of. I think grabbing the Connoisseur was still the best bet over the double Atali. Like, we would have had Atali's effect happening twice, then we would have only had one Atali, but I feel like that would have been risky, right? I still wanted a blocker in the air potentially, because if they got the 3/3 in the air and called Skrelv on like reinforcements, and then swung with Frontliner, and we ended up not getting a blocker on the ground with the Atali, then we would have died that turn too. So, lot to consider for this one. Distributing 7+1 counters just seems really good. I guess that's why they bounced the Atali, right? They didn't want us to distribute 7 counters onto a trampling dino and then flip it too. When you transform it too, it doesn't say like exile Atali or anything. It just says transform Atali. And I guess transforming it, it stays on the board, or it should at least. Ooh, that was a good one, guys. 37 minutes in. Aw, come on. We got time for one more. Let's do it, man. Let's push it overtime. Pretty fun one. Getting there against soldiers was awesome. Again, I feel like the opponent had a plan. I have no idea what the... I don't know what the plan was, but whatever it was, it didn't end up working out, unfortunately for them. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? Okay, we go first. We're going to give this a shot. Slow lands for days. Not too concerned about it. We'll see how we end up drawing. 28 land. Untapped source. Let's go, dude. All right. Invasion of Pyrulea. Instructor could be good too. I'm going to start with the Invasion. See what we draw. See what we scry. Treasure map. Okay. Atali. Grab and land with Invasion anyways. I want the treasure map. I want the Atali. I like that. We draw treasure map this turn. Off of that, by the way. That's the revealed card. And then the Atalis are draw next turn. And I think the play is actually treasure map for the turn, though. So we can get that ball rolling a little bit sooner here. No blue source from the opponent. Yeah, I'm going to hold back on the Bushwhack for now. Even though, yeah, no. Yeah, there's still a good chance of actually seeing a land off the top. Do I use it for the scry? No. Maybe now I do Bushwhack for red source. We have the double red. And we do it this turn because we have the open mana. No. Yeah, we're fine. Because Invasion of Zendikar next turn then for extra ramp. Liliana. What are we discarding? Mutagen Connoisseur?
You won't be outsmarting me.
I think so. I think that's what we should discard. This is going to be a rough time. Liliana, without... Like, there's no pressure on Liliana right now, is the thing. We gotta go. We gotta ramp into that Atali immediately. Grab another green source, right? And grab a... Yeah, what the heck, another green source. That's totally fine. The land off the top, Atali comes down. Could be huge for us. Let's go ahead and discard the...
We all have things we'd rather.
This is tough, man. Azusa's Many Journeys. Yeah, we gotta put pressure on that Liliana immediately. Shieldred comes down. All right, there's our land. All right. Let's do this. Atali. Come on, hit something good. Invasion of Zendikar. Duress? Guess we'll start with that, huh? See what you got? Invasion of Zendikar. I guess that goes onto the stack. Doesn't really matter, but... Alright, we will grab... Guess we have enough green sources. We'll grab the other two. Unfortunately, Liliana just goes -2 right away, and we're stuck in the Liliana lockdown state since we didn't see a creature off the Atali. So, Herbology Instructor. We could flip it. Doesn't kill the Shieldred, though. Is this mono black with a splash of green for Restless Cottage, dude? Oh, a Terra Sunder as well. Okay, maybe it's Golgari and they just got a lot of swamps for no reason. Okay, Ojer, Kaslem. That was a good draw. It's kind of like we wanted to see one of our beefy creatures or one of their beefy creatures or both from the Atali. We want to get as many creatures down as possible once Liliana is established. Because yeah, now that we have two, now they could go -2 on Liliana again. We get rid of Herbology Instructor. Or yeah, we won't be able to flip the Ojer, and we don't need the ramp right now either. The trample does get through, killing Shieldred and Liliana, so I think they'll let the Liliana die. Oh, let's not forget they have Restless Cottage open to block with too, if they wanted to do it that way. Alright, we're taking a lot of damage from the Shieldred. Is this worth trading out before combat to see if it changes our decision? No. And are we swinging at that Liliana now that it's won? Or should we try to actually flip one of these other cards? Would that more likely warrant them to block with that Shieldred too? Tough decisions, actually, guys. They go +1. I guess we swing at Liliana. I guess, right? And I think they let it die and keep that Shieldred established. Because if they power up Cottage, they'd have to double block, and then we're still taking out the Shieldred. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I guess lucky they found that other green source, huh? They go for the double block. It's gotta be Shieldred, right? And then now that Shieldred's off the board, we go Proving Ground. But the question is, if it's something we can't play, then we discard whatever we find. But it's the same concept next turn. We'll lose the Proving Ground anyways unless we play it as a land. So let's just hope we can actually play what we find here. Bushwhack. Okay, well, that could have come in handy. Although Shieldred has Death Touch, so definitely noteworthy. Play the land because we'd have to discard it otherwise. Anyone's game. I think this is heavily leaning towards the opponent, though. That Restless Cottage is going to do wonders for them. They go for the discard. Cut down had no targets. Generate some food. We're down to 9. Okay. They just go ahead and activate the food. Okay. Instead of holding it open. Well. Oh, permanence, guys. Yeah, no, that counts as lands. I'm crazy, man. Let's flip this back. Let's do this. Activate only as a sorcery, too. So it is tapped, but, like, that does... Well, they have the -2 on Liliana, but then we could flip it again, but then we're, like, really in danger from the Restless Cottage. Yeah, no, this doesn't say non-land permanents. That's just 10 or more permanents. Oh, man, that's good. I like that. Swing with the Cottage. Are they going to go plus on this Liliana? Either way, we're going to have to swing at it, probably. Or maybe we let them keep the Liliana and we swing at like Invasion of Pyrulea. They found removal off the top, so they get to keep their Liliana around. Oh no! Oh, Vorinclex, dude! Holy cow! Ripping fire. That's the power of thinning out the deck, dude. I'll tell you what. Okay, something like that, and we could still go searching off of one of these. Yeah, we don't need one of these, and we'll have 1, 2, 3. See what we see, then flip the... Okay. Maybe they don't go plus here anyways. You gotta do this as a sorcery. All right. This is pretty sick, man. The Ojer Kaslem offering a decent amount of sustainability. And obviously that's what we sacrifice. And then guess what? We flip it again next turn. That's good stuff, dude. At this point, too, we probably do want to consider Gix's command. Oh, bro. They're ripping fire off the top, too, dude. This is scary. Oh, okay, okay. All right, hold on. So that's pretty good, right? So we should have enough mana to flip this and... Hold on, let's see. So yeah, we could play this. We can flip this, get a couple dinos, and flip the temple. This is wild, man. Holding on for dear life. Still have the Proving Ground in hand, too. They have double Shieldreds now, though, so like that's going to be a hurdle at the very least to get around. Since we're at 5, we got to be very careful with our draws. And they're at 28 now, too, so... And any flips here, too? Yeah. Yeah, everything's bad. Like, we don't need the extra mana, that's for sure. If we swing at Liliana, I think it's finally time for them to just let the Liliana die. Maybe they'll let us flip something else over here. Invasion's pretty bad because we don't want to draw, because we're going to die in 2 turns from the Shieldred. So they don't know what's in hand. I guess we start by attempting the flip on one of these, huh? Which I suppose would be this one. Yeah, Gix's command being a huge card off the top for them. They go ahead, let us flip this. Now they're at 28. Are we actually going to be able to get there? If it's a land or double-faced card, draw a card. So we don't have the option. We'd have to draw. Search your library for a dinosaur, reveal it, so we'll get an Atali next turn. Alright, holding back our blockers. We need them. And maybe we'll actually get a double block into Shieldred if they swing. Mosswood Dread Knight. So it is Golgari, but like heavily leaning towards black, I suppose, right? With all those swamps they saw early on, I thought it was mono black splash of green. But I guess it still could be, I suppose, right? No swings, yep. So again, we got to be very careful with our draws. We are almost dead. Down to 1. Restless Ridgeline. That probably could have been good earlier at some point, right? Grab the Atali. I need life gain, dude. Let's get there. Come on, Atali. Find me some life gain. What do we got? Oh, dear. Crap. Shieldred's Edict, though. Oh, that's not even that great because they played the Dread Knight. Well... crap. Alright. Planeswalker then, right? Each opponent sacrifices a Planeswalker. And then we play this, we select the one that can actually swing, though. To keep. And then the other one turns into the land. Which I guess isn't that bad. It was a pretty bad hit, though, for the Atali, I'd say. We do have the flip. Trample indestructible. Let's not do too much here. I think we just died. Huh? I believe so. All right. Well, at that point, I suppose I will transform that. Actually, no, that taps down our creatures. That's why. That's why. Okay. Wow. Well, I guess we go for the flip on one of these. They have a block there, block there. Either way, we die from the card draw, unfortunately, guys. This is a great match. This was really good, man. I feel like we both had really great draws. It showcased our deck really well. A lot of complexities packed in here, actually, man. Skyclave, Awakened Skyclave. Cool. All right. This is the best way to concede, guys. It really is. It really is. What do we want to draw here? Oh, there's some life gain. Actually, both of these. Hey, good game, opponent. Very excellent. Oh, we still had the Proving Ground open too. That's why we had to click through that. I really do believe that could have gone either way. How about you guys? I really do believe that. Maybe there was something at some point in that match that I didn't optimize well. That Gix's command, I mean, technically that Gix's command won them the game, right? Getting their Shielders back from the grave was huge for them, and then doubling as removal as well. That was something else. All right. Teamer Transform. Here's the deck list again. Cool stuff, man. I liked it. It felt pretty janky in some of those. However, it totally felt like it did a thing sometimes. Like, okay, against that Golgari list that we just were up against, you see how Oddity really would have come in handy? So, like, as that one of, against certain control builds and stuff, if we saw Oddity off of the Atali, we would have been able to clean up that Liliana a little sooner too, right? Because at that point in the game, they didn't get their Shieldred back either. So a little bit of unlucky hits on the first Atali, I would say. And maybe if we got a little luckier with those hits, like maybe we could have seen one of their Shieldreds or something, then we would have started generating life gain back for us too. At that point, I think we would have pulled ahead. With our life gain in the build, 6 cards giving us potential life gain, not bad. Early on, I did discard an Azusa's Many Journeys, which maybe if I would have discarded a little differently, I would have actually been able to pull off an Azusa's Many Journeys onto the board, gained that 3, maybe when it flipped into likeness, instead of sacrificing one of my better creatures, maybe I could have sacrificed the likeness of the Seeker instead. There's like a lot of little things in a long game like that that really adds up over time. So just things to think about. More practice with the deck means you might be able to actually, you know, accomplish those things that I'm talking about, right? Like maybe we should have thought, oh yeah, keeping this in hand is a little bit better in case they get us into a Liliana lockdown for when it flips into a creature and whatnot. The opponent actually just choosing the Terra Sunder on the treasure map early on instead of waiting for something better for like the 4 mana version of Terra Sunder was actually really great, I think. I think they knew that the treasure map was going to generate some value over time based on how slow their hand actually was. Because as you guys saw, it didn't seem like a very aggressive hand at all. Didn't seem like it was going to plug a lot of damage through fast. So they knew we were going into that late mid game. So getting rid of the treasure map that was going to generate that late mid game value for us, potentially get us some card draw too, which would have been really good. That being said, they did have Shieldred in hand too. So if we drew while that Shieldred is on the board, of course we get punished. It's really neat stuff, man. Even the Foreboding Statue kind of sort of did a little thing today. Not a lot, unfortunately. We didn't get to flip it into the Forsaken Thresher or anything like that, but still, like, it did a thing on the board. Not terrible. I suppose there's probably better picks for this, but, you know, we wanted to fit the double-faced theme, which was actually really nice. Like, all the double-faced cards in here performed really well. The Huatli here, Poet of Unity, actually really like this too. Pretty easy to flip as well. In this build in particular, just getting the 8 mana. Like if you're just playing it on the same turn as you're flipping it, getting the 8 mana isn't that bad. And then it's 8 mana for a couple 3/3 dinos that block well, and then some value on each turn after that. But if you do have the 8 mana, then you don't need the ramp on the second phase of the chapter, second chapter of the saga. But searching for a Tali is really, really sick because that's, of course, one of our main win conditions easily. Yeah, really cool list, man. I enjoyed this. Very janky, I would say, still. I kind of wish those last couple games were the first games because I feel like those showcased what the deck was supposed to do a lot better. But of course, we keep the games in. What you see is what you get here on Red Cat MTG. And guys, hey, we do have the Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Great place for the community just to chat about anything, drop deck lists. And again, like this was a suggestion from that Discord. So thank you again for the suggestion. Also down in the description, we have that Patreon link too. So if you want to join up, if you want to support the channel that way, then feel free to join up the Patreon or at the very least check it out. Speaking of the Patreon, guys, I never get to bring this up enough, but thank you so much to all my patrons. Oh my goodness, for real. Your support means the world to me. Okay, guys, enough rambling, huh? Well, first of all, hey, well, now hold on just a minute, okay? I'm also super grateful that you made it this far into the video. Hi, we're 56 minutes in, so for real, you guys are champions, and I will see you in the next video.